Ever wonder why some of the smartest people you know struggle to find the right partner? It's a curious thought, isn't it? You'd assume that those with great intelligence would effortlessly navigate the world of dating and relationships, but the reality is often quite the contrary. This is what we call the paradox of intelligence in relationships. You see, intelligence is a fascinating trait. It's universally admired, often sought after, and typically associated with success. We live in a society that values intelligence, where we're taught that the smarter we are, the better our lives will be. So it would only make sense that those with a high IQ would have an easy time finding a suitable partner. But here's where the paradox comes into play. In reality, the dating and relationship landscape can prove to be a complex and challenging terrain for those with high intelligence. And no, it's not because they're overthinking every single detail, though that can certainly be a part of it. It's more nuanced than that. It's a blend of various factors such as personality traits, emotional intelligence, and even societal expectations that can complicate the journey towards finding the right partner. Smart people are often driven by logic and reason, but as we all know, relationships aren't always logical. Emotions don't always follow a predictable pattern, and love is rarely rational. This can create a kind of dissonance for those who see the world through a highly analytical lens. Moreover, people with high intelligence often have unique perspectives and interests that may not align with the mainstream, making it challenging to find someone on the same wavelength. So, you see, it's not as straightforward as it might seem. The paradox of intelligence in relationships is a complex one, filled with contradictions and counterintuitive realities, but don't worry, we're going to break it down for you. Now, let's dive into the 15 reasons why smart people struggle to find the right partner. First up, we have the issue of overthinking. Ever noticed how intelligent people tend to analyze every single detail? Well, this can be a double-edged sword in relationships. They might overanalyze an offhand comment or a missed call, leading to unnecessary tension. It's like trying to solve a puzzle when there isn't one. On to the second reason, high standards. Those with sharp minds often aspire to perfection in all aspects of life, including their partners. They may seek someone who matches their intellectual prowess, shares their interests, and fulfills their emotional needs. But remember, no one is perfect. This quest for the ideal partner can sometimes leave them feeling unsatisfied and alone. Lastly, let's talk about time management. Highly intelligent individuals often have a lot going on. They're ambitious, driven, and their calendars are usually packed to the brim. This leaves little room for love and romance, making it difficult to nurture a relationship. These are just the first 3 reasons. Ready for more? Next, we have the challenge of intimidating others. Smart people often unknowingly intimidate those around them. Their depth of knowledge and quick thinking can make others feel inferior, and this can be a significant barrier when it comes to romantic relationships. Picture this. You're on a date and you casually drop a reference to quantum physics or ancient Greek philosophy. Your date may feel overwhelmed and think they can't keep up with you. Moving on, difficulty compromising is another hurdle. People with high intelligence often have strong opinions and find it hard to budge from their point of view. This can lead to conflicts in relationships where compromise is key. Imagine a scenario where you and your partner disagree on something. Instead of finding a middle ground, you dig your heels in because you're convinced you're right. Lastly, the fear of vulnerability. Smart people are used to being in control. Opening up and showing vulnerability can feel incredibly uncomfortable and might be avoided. But in relationships, showing your softer side is crucial. Finding the right partner is indeed complex, isn't it? Moving on, we come to the problem of perfectionism. Intelligent individuals often set high standards for themselves, and this extends to their choice of partner. They're seeking not just a good match, but the perfect one. Now, that's not entirely a bad thing, but it can lead to unnecessary frustration and loneliness when that ideal person doesn't materialize. Next up, we have the fear of failure. This fear can be particularly potent in smart people who are accustomed to excelling in their pursuits. The possibility of a relationship not working out can be daunting enough to prevent them from even trying. Finally, there's the issue of being misunderstood. People with high intelligence often have unique perspectives and ideas that may not resonate with everyone. This can lead to feelings of isolation and the belief that finding a like-minded partner is an insurmountable task. We're more than halfway through the reasons. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about the issue of being too independent. Highly intelligent individuals often have a strong sense of self-reliance. They're used to figuring things out on their own, which can make it difficult for them to lean on a partner in times of need. Sharing vulnerabilities isn't a sign of weakness, but a cornerstone of a strong relationship. Moving on, another hurdle is the lack of social skills. People with high intelligence may be more focused on intellectual pursuits and less on social interactions. They may struggle with understanding emotional cues or navigating social norms, which can make it challenging to connect with potential partners on a deeper level. Lastly, we have the paradox of choice. The smarter you are, the more options you see. But when it comes to love, having too many choices can be a curse. It can lead to indecision, and the fear of making the wrong choice can prevent smart people from committing to a relationship. Just a few more reasons to go. Stay with us. Finally, we reach the issue of not needing a partner. The 13th reason why intelligent people might find it hard to find the right partner is because, well, they might not feel the need for one. It's not uncommon for smart individuals to be self-sufficient. They have the ability to solve their own problems, they're financially independent, and they're comfortable in their own company. This self-reliance can sometimes lead them to feel as though they don't need a partner. They might think, why add another variable to the equation when I've already got everything figured out? Moving on to the 14th reason, intelligent people might be too set in their ways. They've spent years developing their habits, routines, and ways of thinking. These patterns have often contributed to their success, and they might be reluctant to change them. When you've spent your whole life perfecting your routine, it can be hard to make room for someone else, especially if that person has their own set of habits and routines. And finally, the 15th reason why smart people might struggle to find the right partner is because they might be too focused on their careers. For many intelligent people, their career is a big part of their identity. They've worked hard to get where they are, and they're not willing to compromise that for anything or anyone. They might feel as though a relationship would distract them from their goals or hinder their progress. They might think, why should I divert my energy towards a relationship when I could be using that energy to further my career? And those are the 15 reasons why smart people struggle to find the right partner. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've walked through 15 reasons why bright individuals sometimes struggle to find the right partner. Let's take a moment to summarize and consider the implications of these points. Firstly, we examined how intelligence can lead to overthinking and skepticism, which can complicate relationships. We also discussed how smart people's high standards and tendency to be independent can make it harder for them to find a partner who meets their expectations and complements their autonomous lifestyle. Next, we looked at how the pursuit of intellectual stimulation can sometimes eclipse the pursuit of emotional connection, and how the fear of vulnerability can hold smart people back in love. We also touched on how being a perfectionist and having a constant drive for achievement can create pressure and expectations that can be tough to meet in a relationship. We then explored the unique challenges posed by the paradox of choice, the intimidation factor, and the difficulty of finding equals. We delved into how smart people's tendency to live in their heads can lead to emotional disconnect, and how their constant need for growth and self-improvement can sometimes make it hard for them to settle down. Finally, we addressed the issues of feeling misunderstood, facing the fear of failure, and dealing with the complexities of emotional intelligence. These challenges can make the quest for love even more intricate for those with high intellectual capabilities. Understanding these reasons can be a game changer. For those blessed with a sharp mind, recognizing these issues can provide a roadmap to navigate the tricky waters of romance. For others, it can foster empathy and understanding of the unique struggles that their smart friends, family members, or partners face. In the grand journey of love, it's important to remember that intellect is just one piece of the puzzle. Remember, being smart doesn't mean having all the answers, especially when it comes to love, but understanding these reasons might just make the journey a little easier.